Hey gamers, today we're going to look at the game Super Powers, the Justice League Skyscraper Caper. Let's check it out. To set up for the game, you're going to take this sweet little box, turn it upside down, put all the little cardboard pieces in there. It's like a 3D board, looks really cool. You're going to put villains on each one of the start icons that have the red dot on them. Your villains are Lex Luthor, Brainiac, you have the Joker and the Penguin, and you have two each of these. So you place them just randomly around the board where those red tokens are and where the red start buttons are. Now, then each player is going to get to pick who they want to be. They can be the Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, or Robin. These are all the classic ones from the cartoon look. I really like them. And of course they come with their pieces and they look just awesome. Let me show you. There's Wonder Woman and Superman. So it's really cool that you get to play any one of these characters, and they're different colors and different molds, and that makes it a lot of fun. Now, the game plays up to 4 players, not 5, so you would pick your 4 players. And so how the game starts off is that you'll have 2 white die to roll for heroes, and your person on the left will roll 2 red die to move villains. But first off, let's talk about hero movement. How it goes, you're going to roll both of these die. And whenever it pops up, a 3 and a 6, one of these die lets you move to that building, the other one lets you move that amount of spaces. Now as you see, the buildings are number 2, 3, 4, and 5. What happens if I rolled a 1 or a 6? A 1 or a 6 means I can move to any building I want if I chose to move the 6. So let's say I am Batman and I chose to move to the building 3. So I'd place my guy on this start token here, and as the arrow says, I have to start moving around in a circle that way. And I can move 6 spaces. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I pushed, and that's what it says, push the villain off the building. Kind of violent, but Batman pushes Lex Luthor off the building, okay? Now, if he does that, I get to roll this blue cube, and it's numbers from 1 to 3, and whatever I roll, that's how many superhero medals I will get. And these are just little cardboard tokens here. So I'm going to collect these. Now, let's say that in front of Lex Luthor was Superman. He was going to apprehend him, but he didn't make it. And Superman went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say he rolled a 3 and a 5, and that's where he stayed. Well, it's Batman's turn, and he did that. He rolled a 3 and then a 6. And he pushed both Superman and Lex Luthor over because Batman's a bad dude and he hates Superman. And what would happen there is not only I would roll to gain medals, but I'd also roll to give medals away to the person playing Superman for accidentally pushing him off the building. And so you'd roll again and give that many medals to Superman, the Superman player. Now, like I said, if I don't get there in time, I would just stay on the board and the next player will go. Now, before the next player goes, the person to the left gets to play the villain, and they get to roll both these red die to determine, and that sucked, but they get to, let's say it was a 3 and a 4. They get to determine which villain gets to move 4 and another villain 3. So let's say I wanted to push Brainiac 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I wanted to push this Lex Luthor 3. 1, 2, 3, because I want him away from Batman. Now, if a villain happened to push a hero off, then what that player is going to do is they're going to roll the blue cube, and they're going to take that many hero tokens away from Batman and put them back into the pile. They won't get to keep them because they were playing the villain that turn, and villains don't get to keep medal tokens. So that's what would happen if a villain pushed a hero off of the building. Now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to keep going around and around, moving from different building to different building whenever you want. At the end of the game, whoever has collected the most medals, when the last of these medals are taken, you add up the total, and whoever has the most of them wins. Final thoughts, what do I think about the game? Oh man, folks, back in the day, I love me some superpowers. I used to play with these action figures all the friggin' time. And if you would have told me as a kid that this game existed, it would have been my favorite game of all time. I love the artwork. I love the 3D board that you set up and you move around. That looks really cool. I love all the characters that you can play. Robin, Green Lantern, and even Wonder Woman, which we probably wouldn't have played as Wonder Woman as a kid, but still, having the option to play Wonder Woman would have been cool because we did have a lot of girls that came over to our house and they would have wanted to play Wonder Woman. Brainiac, Lex Luthor, they look just like they do in the toy version of the game, of course. Penguin and Joker, awesome. My only question was, why didn't they put the Riddler in? Because I like the Riddler, but it doesn't matter. It is really a cool game when you look at all the pieces, you look at the setup, and that you're moving around the board, pushing players off buildings. That's a little dark. But other than that, though, it looks really cool. Unfortunately, the game is not that good. It gets old really quick. You're just going around in circles after circles after circles, either pushing off other players or pushing off villains or pushing off both, and either giving away tokens or gaining tokens or taking tokens from one player and putting it back into the pool. So the game goes a little bit long and it's very repetitive, which is kind of sad because, like I said, the look of the game, I love it. I love it so much. Maybe there are some optional rules you can come up with to make the game better, but unfortunately, no. This is a children's game and a really silly, stupid children's game at that. So should you get it? Probably not. Unless you liked superpowers as kids and you can come up with some better rules than what's in the game. All right, folks, that is all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on!